Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to be more productive. So we have 6 weeks right now in a lockdown. So are you going to be procrastinating or are you going to be making the most of your time? For me, I'm going to be making the most of that time and I want to leverage it and get as many hours as I can back during the day. So how do we become more productive? Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of my own methods, what I do on a daily basis, and hopefully it offers you some value. So let's jump straight into it. So, tip number one to be more productive, very simple, get up early and get yourself out. So I'm going to show you a bit of my morning routine right now. Always, first thing I do when I wake up early, I go down and I get a glass of water. I normally leave it in the fridge, but it's so cold at the moment I'm not having to do that. I normally put some lemon and lime in there because that really freshens it up, clears away the cobwebs, and it just rehydrates you. So your energy levels start to build. Secondly, what I'll do is I'll switch on Audible, get that going so I can really leverage my time so I can increase my education, and that never stops. Love listening to Audible. I get myself out for a nice walk, it's fresh, you release the endorphins, it makes you feel good. And that's when I'm at my most creative, so a lot of ideas come to me, and then as soon as I get a new idea, I pop it in my phone's notes, my notes on my phone. I know people use app, I just use my notes. And then I'm really leveraging time, not only my learning, in my creativity mode, and I've got the hours back in the day because everyone else might still be in bed. So then what I do is I'll head home, and then everything that I thought of on my walk, any ideas that came to me, new business ventures I want to do, or social media ideas, I come back and then I put them into my notepad. So I've got like a 3-step process which we're going to go through in this video. So it'll go into my notepad, and then later on in the evening, which I'll show you, I then put it into my action day diary. So you've just seen my morning routine there, and that is the base layer for me to start every day with maximum productivity and leverage of time. So I want as many hours in the day to try and get as many tasks as I can. I don't want to procrastinate. And if I have a late morning, we all know that feeling of where you don't get up on time and it just really puts you out of play for the rest of the day. So I can't stand that. So every morning commit to having that really structured routine. So what's also really key is having a couple of diaries or notepads. I have one notepad which I doodle in, it's for my notes, and then I have my actionable diary. This is what holds me accountable. I'm going to go through how I structure the information, ideas, business, meetings, appointments, everything like that in my diary, and how I will set myself up for the following day. And I do that in the evening. So the morning is very much preparation, creativity, peak performance. I have my notepad to make sure I don't forget any of my ideas, and later in the evening I will plan out the following day. So this is my Bible in the morning. I don't need to think in the morning, I just read what I've got to do. So how can we take mini steps in actually to get things done throughout the day? Well, I'm just going to show you 6 simple steps or methods that I use. I'm going to jump over to the board, and hopefully this gives you a bit of a insight to how I structure my day, and hopefully there's some takeaways that you can use as well. They're really simple, 6 methods. Let's go check out the board. So let's start with the morning routine, as it is very much the foundation of having a really productive day. I've given you a bit of an insight to how my mornings work, and perhaps you can take something from what I do, but the main tip's really wake up early, make the bed, get downstairs, do a pint of water, a little bit of lemon and lime if you like, and that really freshens you up, and then get yourself out for some exercise, listen to some Audible, leverage that time, and don't forget any creative ideas that you have, do put down in your phone. Don't lose them, think about them, and then you forget and you never actually put them into action. So that's very much step number 1. Let's have a look at step number 2. Okay, up next we have what I call batching. So tasks that take under 2 minutes. This is so simple, so effective, yet many do not use it. So anything that takes me less than 2 minutes, rule number 1, don't think about it, just do. So that could be replying to emails, making quick phone calls, booking in appointments, anything that you need to do throughout your day that you've been putting off because you think, oh, I'll do that later. No, that should be done now. So put it within your batching category. If it takes less than 2 minutes, attack it, get it done, tick it off, and it's just really helps with that really productive day. So thirdly, now we have something called peak performance. So this is when you are at your best. What time of the day is that? Well, for me, that is that between that 7:30 to perhaps 11 a.m. in the morning. So what would we do within peak performance? Well, for me, it's certainly where all my ideas, perhaps the notes that I've taken from when we were out walking, that I'm going to be implementing them, actually, putting that to action, doing something about it. It might be when I need to have conversations or in-depth information talks with my clients, anything like that, business related. Is it to do with sales? Is it to do with prospecting or creation? So that time where you've got your energy levels are at its highest, your breakfast is settled, the coffee and the caffeine's really working, and this is our peak performance time. So it needs to be that kind of structure, but that certainly for me is my peak performance time, is that mid-morning. So you need to work out when that is for you. But I would say that on average, most people would have a peak performance during the morning. So figure that out and then put your real priority tasks so you really do your best whilst you're in this period. And that is step number 3. So step number 4 now for me is my energy levels are starting to drop off. I've had my early wake, my morning routine's been great, my productivity, my creativity levels, I've hit my peak performance, all the tasks that I needed to get done, and now my energy levels are starting to drop. So what can I still do? I still want to be productive. I don't want to just drop off and call it a day. However, I do now need to match my energy levels to what I'm doing. So for me, this is a good time to be looking at my branding. So that could be social media, creation of posts, using the Canva, Photoshop, putting nice posts together, ready for the following day or perhaps that evening. I also tend to get admin tasks done. So that might be anything to do with taxes for my accountant, replying to perhaps some emails, or just general easygoing paperwork, because I don't want to have something where I need to think about it too much. I kind of want to kick back, relax a little bit, but still be doing something at the same time. So work out what you could be doing. For me, it's branding and my admin, my social media stuff. For you, it might be something different, but just work out what you can do and match it to your energy levels. Don't be looking just to pop another coffee, boost that caffeine, because that can have some effects later on in the evening, because we're eventually going to get to rest, which is really important. So take a look at what you could be doing during this period as our energy levels start to drop off. At the same time, we still want to be doing something. And step number 5 is all about next day planning. So what do I mean by next day planning? Well, if we look at from the morning, what we did is we had some ideas go onto our phone notes. We then, during mid-morning and during the day, we moved it into just our scribble book, our notepad, but we didn't really have any kind of structure of what we're doing first, or what we're going to be doing the next day, or when do we do these ideas, business ventures, any tasks, appointments that we noted down during the day and from the morning. So how do we do that? Well, I call it my next day planning. So I put my notes into action. So what do I mean by that? Well, I have my formal diary, which is my go-to Bible, which is my action day diary. Now, at the end of an evening, probably around 6, half 6, when I'm winding down, the notes that I had in my notepad earlier on in the day, I put them into order. And what I do is I move them onto my formal diary. So the following morning, all I have to do, open up, and I just follow what I've planned out the previous day. So it really saves me time, because what I'm not now doing is I'm not waking up in the morning not knowing actually what tasks I have, what's important, what can wait, whereas I've already done that the night before. So I've now saved myself time for the following day. So if you're not, think about sitting down in an evening, 10 to 15 minutes, and just put everything that you came up with, especially all your creative ideas, don't let them go, don't miss them, and put them into your formal diary, whatever one you use. So this is a really big part for me. Again, I use Action Day Diary. The amount I mention them, maybe one day I'll even get a sponsor from them, but that's a key point, number 5, and now we're going to jump on to the most important and final point. Okay, so this is the most important and final tip of today, and that is rest and recovery. Are you resting enough? Are you giving yourself a break? Are you having downtime? Well, as entrepreneurs, we don't do it. We don't have enough time off. So my message to you is, within your week, it is so important, because you can actually end up putting yourself back if you're not giving yourself that downtime. Being with family or whatever it is that you do when you're not working, go and do that, and you need to be building that into your week. I really believe that it can have a knock-on effect long term if you just never stop. I know that I've been there where I go away, or I'm away with family, or I'm doing something and I'm still thinking about the next opportunity, or am I missing something, or could I be taking advantage of my business right now to take it to the next level? The honest truth is, you're probably not going to miss out on any opportunities. It's so minimal that the time that you give yourself to rest and recover would be the time that the one and only opportunity was going to happen and you missed it because you took a day off. It's probably not the case. So make sure that you are giving yourself time back in order to recover and ready to go again the next day, because it is so important. So that is the final tip. I'm going to wrap up this video. These are very simple things and you're probably already doing some of them. It's just that I wanted to share a little bit about how I run my day, and this allows me to keep going. It's really hard. We're in a really busy world right now, so try and take on board what I've said today. I hope you got some value, and until the next video, I will see you then.